This week on Blitzed, we're drinking margaritas and discuss the worst NFL front office moves this season. Plus, we talk Bears, Packers, and what the Raiders should do for their last home game in Oakland. Did someone say free beer? Welcome to Blitzed, where we talk NFL and rate popular drinks at the same time. What a great weekend of football. The Chargers are charging after that AFC West title. The Bears won the North, and the Patriots suffered their first back-to-back losses in December since the rookie here was in diapers.
3 years ago.
And speaking of things that are full of crap, let's introduce our hosts.
Introducing tonight's starting lineups. The coach.
Seriously, I did not know about this. This is so awesome.
The rookie.
Get out there and smash.
And stats.
I'm just the stats guy. I have no idea.
That's kind of my thing. That's kind of my thing.
With 14 games down in the NFL regular season, playoff seedings are at stake, and there's still 19 teams with a shot at the postseason. But one team that's always a lock has faltered as of late. So we're celebrating the Patriots' first back-to-back December losses in 16 years with the Miami Miracle Margarita, which has Espolon Reposado tequila, blue curacao, pineapple, orange, and lime juice, as well as some jalapeno agave syrup. Guys, if this drink was an NFL head coach, would it be Matt Nagy, Greg Williams, Anthony Lynn, or Vance Joseph?
Easy.
Coach?
Greg Williams.
Oh, go on.
It's got that edge. You got to love the edge of Greg Williams. I mean, he came in as the DC in New Orleans, a big scandal with, targeting players and all that stuff, and got suspended and all that stuff, and now he's as a head coach and he's killing it with the Browns. I mean, this is the full deal. Greg Williams is the full deal. I mean, whatever you think about what he did, I think every other DC in the league's doing it, but he's the one that got caught.
Heard it here first.
Yeah. but
apparently Ken Norton's doing it in Seattle.
Yeah, sure.
Good job, Coach.
I hope he is.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, I mean, it's successful too, right? The guy's been successful wherever he's gone. He's a great coach, regardless of what you think of him. And this is a great drink. It's got an edge. I think our barkeep just killed it.
Wow.
Awesome.
Rookie, what do you think?
None of the above.
Oh!
None of the above.
Oh!
This thing's got Matt Patricia written all over it.
What, he went off board?
Yeah, I went off board.
Wow.
This thing does. This thing's got a real spice to it, a little kind of Latin flair. It's a margarita.
You mean Ron Rivera?
No, that's Matt Patricia to me. I feel like that's the kind of guy that, he plays it close to the vest, but then when you get a margarita in his hand, you get him down to Mexico or something like that, and an all-inclusive.
With his shirt off?
Yeah, and he just goes buck wild. He's the kind of guy that...
No, I don't want to picture this.
Just nobody does.
That's the drink to me, I'm sticking with it. It's Matt Patricia. It's Matt Patricia on margaritas.
See, my off-board was Ron Rivera. I was going to go that was my second choice.
Nice.
Because he's the Riverwood gambler. He does kind of crazy stuff. Anyways, I don't mind that. I mean, I don't want to see Patricia in any way, shape, or
I
form.
mind it a lot. I'm going to have to go with Coach on this one. If you'd like the recipe for the Miami Miracle Margarita and want to find out what we'll drink on our next show, just visit blitzednfl.com and check out Blitzed Barkeep's blog, which is called Rookie
Behind the Sticks.
Thank you. Rookie, good job.
First down.
After 8 long years, the Bears have won the NFC North, and Matt Nagy has changed the culture in Chicago. What movie best represents the difference between last year and this year in Chicago? Who wants this?
I want it.
Rookie, you want it?
I want
I'm
it.
looking at Coach.
I
Coach
don't?
has a look in his eye like,
Yeah.
I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
I want it because when I say mine, there's no other option on the table. You're both just going to say, yup, he nailed it. Perfect take.
Hockey.
Perfect take.
I love the
Little known indie movie starring a young French, small screen action star. Time Cop.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard it.
I've heard of it.
Definitely haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
Time Cop.
Is that Jean-Claude Van Damme?
It's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Can't do that much then.
Yeah.
Isn't he Belgian?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't
He's
dig too
European.
deep.
It's the same
Didn't
thing.
dig too deep into this. But hear me out.
But it's a perfect take.
Time Cop. Because that's what the Bears are going to need if they're not going to fall into the same mistakes that other teams in the past have made.
There's a bomb that's going to go off any second now. You know what happens then? We're all going to be dead. And I'm going to win by default. My young self is still going to be president, and you can't save your wife. Just like you couldn't save her once before.
She died because you came back and made some changes.
So now you're going to fuck with time.
Wrong. I'm setting it right.
So, take for instance my example of the 2017 Jags.
Okay.
The Bears are going to need a time cop in order to make sure that they're not replicating the same mistakes that the Jags made. The stats are eerily similar. So even like down to games missed due to injury, turnover differential, even like the changes they made to their coaching staff are eerily similar. Starting to see, take a look into the past to see your own future kind of thing. You can't kind of see that the defense, as elite as it is, as great as it's doing this year, and as healthy as they've been, is going to be that good next year. So you have to kind of approach this from the way that the Jags, learning from the Jags' mistakes. So if I was time cop, if I was Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'd go back in time and take a look at the Jags. And the fact that the Jags had this elite defense, whose stats over the 2017-2018 season were very similar to what the Bears are putting forward right now, and they didn't invest where they really needed to. They didn't invest in the offensive side. They kept Blake Bortles, and then they honestly... They kept rolling with Fournette and no insurance policy, even though this guy is injury prone. The reason why time cop makes a lot of sense here is because there is a blueprint for this, for how they progress forward. And they've drafted some talent. They brought in wide receivers. They brought in Allen Robinson. They brought in Trey Burton. And it looks like they're going the right way. But what they can't do is replicate the same mistakes.
It's a nice place. You can do this by yourself. Who are you working for? I'm not hurting anybody. It's America, man. I just taking an opportunity, that's all. Got to take you back.
They have to get in that time machine. They have to strap on those black leather assault boots that Jean-Claude Van Damme wore in every single movie, and the blue and gray camo pants.
In French, they're called bot.
Not true?
Not boot. Just remove an O.
It's bot.
Bot.
But they are in a precarious situation right now, because look how quickly the Jags stumbled, and look at their record now.
Typical Packers fan, just not believing in the Bears.
Yeah, right?
Can you do anything to shit on them anymore?
Exactly.
For fuck's sake, this is a great team playing, and they're firing.
Everyone's high on the Bears.
Yes, we are.
Everyone's high on the Bears. But to be honest, I think the Browns are in a much better situation. The Bears are the darlings.
He went
of
out
the
of division
NFL.
there. Out of division.
And I think the Browns are the
madman.
ones who are the ones that, have the bright future ahead of them.
Wow.
They're built differently, so don't have a lot of faith in Trubisky yet. Wow. I'd love to see it, but
No, you wouldn't.
time cop.
No, you wouldn't.
You know what, Coach? I think there's a lot of pain in that take.
There is. It was.
There is.
I mean,
you can feel it.
He said it was going to be great, and this is me talking. That was awful.
Ouch.
But mine will be worse, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Here to save the day.
Yeah. I'll pick this. No, I won't.
You're here to elevate everyone else, Coach.
Yeah. No, I can jump under that bar.
Okay.
I really can. Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
what I do.
What do you got, Coach?
So my take on this is more sort of more of an emotive sense. Like, the Bears weren't awful last year. Like, if you looked at their games, they had a stout defense. Obviously, their offense wasn't there quite yet.
They had such a tough schedule last year as well.
Good point. It's like, so they were a real.
This sounds like John Fox's defense when he got fired. Hey, man,
they weren't so bad.
That bad. It was a tough schedule.
I love it. Yeah. So I'm looking at the first of many X-Men movies. So if you look at that first
X-Men.
one, where it was just like you had that initial class of sort of young X-Men kind of figuring out who they are and kind of learning their abilities and whatnot. But they just weren't really gelling. They just weren't really a team. Like, they had the powers, but they didn't really figure out how to really sort of project them. In comes Wolverine.
Good morning, Logan. I'm Charles Xavier. Would you like some breakfast?
Where am I?
Westchester, New York. You were attacked. My people brought you here for medical attention.
I don't need medical attention.
Yes, of course.
Or Khalil Mack. The guy with that attitude. He just had that sort of like, that go get him, that I'm going to fuck you up kind of guy, right? And he just brought that attitude, that brought that team together. And you watch this defense play, and they are just lights out. They're just giving it. And I talked about it before the cast here. I was just like, when you play defense, if you have full effort from everyone, you just kill it. You just absolutely kill it. And their defense, and I've said it last week, they're just playing like a team. Like everyone's playing for each other, and they're just balling out. And this is the Wolverine of teams right now. They are just all fucking out giving her.
You know what, Coach? You are dead wrong.
Yeah. Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men.
I was gonna say your take is way better than Rookie's.
Oh, come on.
Yes!
Wow.
Go Bears.
Wolverine's
I'm a believer.
Wolverine's the guy that goes away from whatever the X-Men are doing.
But hey, actually, I wanted to
He's
add
a
that.
rogue. He's gone rogue.
But
He's a
Khalil
maverick.
Mack would never really decide where he's going to go, and then he finally bought into the Bears.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's winner and still king of the cage, the Wolverine.
And once he buys in, he's all in, baby.
Still
all
not
in.
getting it. Still not getting it. Who's Cyclops then?
Who's Jean Grey?
Wow. And who's Rogue?
Good question.
Yeah.
There's
Good
that
question.
too.
Good
Okay.
question. All good questions.
They are.
More questions than answers for your take. Mine was pretty cut and dry. Time cop. He's the cop who cannot stop.
Right.
Guys, I'm going to go with a movie that everyone's seen except for maybe Coach.
Right.
And it tells the story perfectly of the Bears from last year to this year.
Another cocky thing.
It's about
so cocky.
some losers, albeit lovable losers, who just seem destined to spend their lives mired in mediocrity and maybe even torn apart by controversy because they just can't make the grade. And even though they believe in themselves, somewhat delusionally, everyone still thinks they're losers until they're visited by someone who says they're destined for greatness.
Ooh.
Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan. Gentlemen, I'm here to help you with your history report.
What?
That they together will stop war and hunger
Whoa.
and ultimately unite humanity
It's a league of their own.
in a singular purpose: to listen to Wild Stallions music.
Put them in the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden? Excellent! Execute them. Bogus.
Yes, I'm talking about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Think about it. Negi is obviously Rufus. Ted's dad is so clearly Aaron Rodgers, and the rest of the NFL is that history report that they have to pass in order to move forward. But Rufus shows them a way for them to overcome their weaknesses and surrounds them with talent like Trubisky, who with that crazy-ass beard is obviously Abe Lincoln, or Khalil Mack, who steals the show as Napoleon, demonstrating his new water slide offensive. Yeah, the Bears are Bill and Ted, and they're serving notice to all the royal ugly dudes in the NFL. Strange things are afoot
At the
Circle K.
Yeah, I love that line.
Boom.
Drop mic.
I still think Time Cop is the best take. Have you seen the movie? Maybe you need to watch the movie.
Well,
you gotta watch
We'll
it.
come back next week and
Yeah.
we'll really hash this
You're
out.
gonna say,
Yeah.
you know what? Time Cop was awesome.
Second down.
We're almost through the NFL season. Looking back at the offseason, some terrible decisions were made by front offices. So what was the worst move, looking back, a front office made before the season began?
The Cleveland Browns kept Hugh Jackson before this season. So just looking at where they're at after Hugh Jackson, 4 or 5 wins with Greg Williams, and it's a cultural thing. They are just, for whatever reason, we talked about it earlier, the edge he has or whatever it is, it's just working. They're in sync right now, and they're a team that's just firing. And I can't explain why it wasn't working with Hugh Jackson. Same with Vance Joseph. I don't know why, but you see the results, and you knew from earlier. I mean, what did they say? They said Greg Williams has more wins in his stint in 5 games than Hugh Jackson did in like 2 or 3 years.
Easily.
Right? And which is insane. Right? And so it's just like, do you really want to have this invigorated team and have that same coach with the same culture from years past? No. Like, the signs were all there. So for me, they could be 3 or 4 more wins up, and they're in the playoffs this year.
Nice.
Worst move.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rookie, what do you got?
My take is just Tampa Bay.
Oh, just like the city?
Just everything about Tampa Bay.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, the weather,
Yeah.
the old people, just everything.
I'll just make one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The cruise ships.
Here's one point. So the Bears finished with the same record as the Bucs last year.
Okay.
Okay? They clinched the NFC North this past weekend, right? They're in.
The Bears did.
Yeah, Bears did. Yeah. No,
Just to be clear.
Bucs did.
Yeah, we've all heard time cop. We get it.
Cleveland, Denver, Houston, and Indy are the other ones that finished 5-11 or worse.
Okay.
That have now improved upon that mark. And a lot of them, obviously, not all of them, but are in the playoff picture as well. I understand that like patience is a virtue, but there has to be a direction that you're headed, and there is nothing happening in Tampa.
Doesn't feel like it, does it?
Nothing happening. And it just seems to me like every offseason is the worst offseason.
But that's the question. Who are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Like, who are they?
No one knows.
Like exactly.
No
right?
one
like,
knows.
Are they a throwing team? Not really. Do they have the great defense? Not really. Are they a pound it team?
No.
Not really.
Like this
They're
season,
kind of more of an uber assaulting
yeah,
team.
that's
aren't
kind
they?
of what they. Yeah, they kind of what they
in
are,
a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
No, and like that's what I mean is this offseason to go with status quo and not do anything. It seems like it has just been.
If you're a Bucs fan, what do you pin your hopes on right now?
Relocation.
That was tough to say. That was
Relocation,
yeah,
That's what
you
you
wish for that.
We're going to London.
You're hoping for the
they're going to
London Buccaneers.
Yeah, the London Bucks.
Buccaneers. That
Yeah.
works though.
Not bad.
Mailman. Mailman.
A few weeks ago, in our drive to 5,000 followers on Twitter, we held a contest for NFL fans to tell us how they became NFL fans in the first place. One NFL fan had a story so good that we brought her here to the show as a guest. Guys, say hi to Ashley McBride.
Hi, Ashley McBride.
Hello, gentlemen.
Ashley, it's great to have you here on Blitz. Now, it's our understanding that you became an NFL fan at a fairly early age. Please tell us your story.
Yeah, absolutely. I was in second or third grade, and my dad, I was a victim of circumstance. He wanted a big family with boys, and he got one girl who was completely not athletically inclined in any way. Which is pretty much 34 years later still true, with the exception of like a fairly good golf game, but that's neither here nor there. So he basically was irritated, I think, and just said, you know what, you don't get to pick a team, like stay away, just leave it alone. And I decided, well, he was a huge 49er fan. So for the youngsters listening, the 49ers and the Packers, that used to be like a thing. And,
wow.
You know, early Steve Young, Brett Favre rivalry days. And so I just decided that I would be a Packer fan. My mom secretly helped me. And that Christmas, I got a Packers jacket that I proudly wore in school. And all these years later, I'm still rocking a Packers jacket to work.
Wow.
Nice.
Good
that is
for you.
awesome.
Hardcore.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's been fun. It's not as big of a rivalry anymore, but I took a lot of love when they would beat the 49ers back in the day. I can tell you that.
Let's be fair. The Packers have been on a good run, better than the 49ers in the last 30 years.
Yes, I think in the end, so far I'm winning.
Yeah, well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
Your dad must have taken that pretty well.
Okay,
Just saying.
So tell us, what else has your dad told you not to do, but you did it anyway?
Whoa, loaded question.
Oh, guys, this is not that kind of podcast.
I was just going to say, what are we looking for here?
We had nothing to do with this question, by the way, Coach and I.
Yeah.
It could be don't borrow the car.
Oh, right.
Come on, guys.
Don't drink my
Sorry.
booze.
Yeah, get your head out of the gutter.
You know, all I can say is I was so good at it that he still doesn't know, so we'll just keep it that way.
Nice.
Well
Good
played.
answer.
Well said.
That's cool.
Okay, so let's talk Packers then. So unfortunately, this isn't really a happy time for Packers fans, falling to your division rival to miss the playoffs for the second year in a row. So if you were in charge of the Packers, what changes would you make in the offseason?
You know, I guess this is one of those questions where I feel like I would go backwards instead of forwards. I think when the changes were made over the summer with the quarterback coach and then the whole Jordy Nelson situation, I feel like that was sort of the beginning of the end of whatever it is that's going on. And also, I wouldn't, necessarily have fired the coach halfway through the season, or I guess almost through the season.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of old school in that way. Not really sure what good it did to do that at that point. I feel like he deserved a smidge more respect, but there's something else going on. I usually blame it on whoever Aaron Rodgers is dating. but I think it's deeper than that now.
I love it. It's deeper than that now.
So Danica Patrick is to blame for all this.
That's last year.
Well, he played better when he was with Olivia, so I don't know, whatever that was happening.
Nice.
There was something, yeah. No, I mean, I kid, but definitely the decisions that have been made without consulting him. I mean, in some ways, I feel like they've never given him the Brett Favre treatment, right? Like, they've never treated him as part of, like, ownership of that team after all these years, and I think those traits were, everything was indicative of that, and I think it, frankly, just kind of pissed him off.
Wow. So let us ask you this. If Aaron Rodgers asked you to be in a discount double check commercial, but you had to play a Vikings fan, would you still do it?
Yeah, because I would only draw the line. If he asked me to be a Patriots fan, I would have to draw the line.
Yes, well said. Yes.
Well
Wow.
wow. Agreed.
Yeah.
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 I like it.
Good answer.
You'll don the
Couldn't go
purple.
there.
You'll don the purple, but not the cloak of a cheater.
Woo!
That's right.
Yeah, well
because
said.
at some point, to be next year idol, that would be great, but I will draw the line to having to wear Patriots gear.
Yeah.
We really respect that.
Yeah.
So tell us, Ashley, what's your greatest Packers memory?
I think it was actually really early on. I'm trying to think. It was probably 90. It was either 93 or 94, but one of the big games that the Packers pulled off, I actually went to school the next day and asked if I could write about it in our school newspaper. And so I had snapped a Polaroid picture of my dad just furious that they had lost, and he was unaware that I did so, and it made the school newspaper. So I took a great joy in tormenting him with this whole situation. So I can't say I'm sorry about it.
Okay, to be a fan of a team, I mean a real fan of a team, it's always team before players. So let us ask you this. If you could trade Aaron Rodgers today and a number 1 draft pick for Patrick Mahomes, would you do it?
You're a jerk.
Oh, no
You're
way.
a jerk.
No way.
Oh,
I like this.
Good answer.
okay.
Good
Okay.
answer.
Go on.
No, Mahomes, Patrick's too, he gets rattled if he gets hit. So he's great, but if any defense puts any kind of pressure on him, he's still too young. He's not great in the pocket at that point.
Wow.
I like the
Killer
I like the
Solid
loyalty.
answer.
I really
Yeah.
do.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, way to shoot him down. I love that.
But and no hesitation.
I'm
See
gonna
how
get so many hate
deflated
tweets.
he is. Wow.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, I'm a Broncos fan. I'd trade 8 first-round picks for Mahomes right now.
I'd trade you anything.
That's valid. That's valid.
Ashley, it's been a huge pleasure to have you
yeah.
on Blitz. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for the insight on the Packers.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
4th down.
It looks like the Raiders are playing their last home game ever in Oakland.
Ooh.
Amy Trask, who used to be the CEO of the Raiders, recently gave the Raiders some advice on how to treat fans at the last game. I want to know what you would do if you were Mark Davis.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool question.
That is a cool question.
It's tough, though. How much time we got?
It's 4 or 5 hours.
Perfect.
I'm just like, so I would limit it to season ticket holders, because those are your abs. If you're a season ticket holder right now as a Raiders fan, you are a true fan, 100% true fan. If you could pull this off, I would give them if they can afford this, I would give them a flight to Vegas for the first home game when that happens in 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Because the thing is, you're literally trying to restart a fan base, but you want to keep your old fan base. Look at Green Bay, how well they travel across the nation, right? A small market team. Las Vegas will be a small market team, right? It's not a huge city. I think you've got to find a way to absolutely retain this fan base that they have right now, because it's a great fan base Oakland has for years and years, with LA as well. Just give them a bone and bridge the tide, bridge that gap rather between Las Vegas and Oakland. I know it's going to be fucking expensive, but I mean, if you can have some gesture, even just a freaking voucher or something, you're invited to the first game of this, and here's $100 voucher or something like that. Nice. Just bridge it, pull those two cities together and make it something that they can believe in again.
Wow.
Nice
take, Coach.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that far.
So a scarf.
No. Better than that. Somewhere in between.
Thanks for the memories.
Yeah. Somewhere in between. I'd buy them. I'd give them a voucher for
a scarf.
Every Amari Cooper jersey and every Khalil Mack jersey. You can trade it in, and we'll give you another jersey. Yeah, but it won't have a name on it because no one's left.
Yeah, who's going to stay? You don't make a car jersey.
Yeah, no.
Who do you pick?
No. There's no one.
Right?
No one. You wouldn't give anyone any. It would just be a nameless jersey. But you could trade it in at any time.
Put Gruden in the back.
Yeah. I was going to say
that's a Bears jersey.
So what would you do? What would you do as the Davis? You'd probably, like, knowing him, you'd probably buy them. You'd do the opposite.
Yeah.
You'd buy them like a home opener on the same day of some other team. Like, this guy's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
He'd be like, here's the 49ers home opener. It's
I know,
on the
right?
same day as the Raiders home opener
just
in Vegas.
transition your loyalty.
Just here you go.
Yeah, totally.
I'll get it started. That guy is,
Here's what I think they should do.
Yeah.
It's the last game.
Yep.
Clearly, Oakland's vying for the number 1 pick. I let some of our key season ticket holders
play
dress for the team.
I was thinking about this.
I like that a lot.
I would accept I do one better.
Oh, go on.
I'd have one guy or girl start in a key offensive position.
Go on.
Like running back.
Oh, good God.
Or actually, what Gruden would do is he would take like season ticket holders, like 4 of them, and he would basically it would be like the offensive line, and he'd be like, well, I'm going to trade Carr anyway, so
nice.
Here you go.
Or do the X, do the wide receiver. Just like you're basically Amari Cooper because you know what we didn't need him anyway.
We didn't.
He wasn't very good anyway. So
I like that though. Yeah, you dress him. You give away starting spots.
Oh yeah,
that's cool, man.
Slot receiver.
Could you imagine?
Oh man,
right?
Coming across the middle, blind.
Totally.
Let's just do a mesh right across the middle.
Oh yeah.
Just make your way through the linebacker. See what happens.
Why is that a bad thing?
No, it's not. I think it's a great thing.
You know what would be great is
thing.
all special teams all day. Just fans on special teams.
That's great.
Just freaking like kick off and just like freaking just go down there and hit something.
Bill, what? Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Wow.
Could you imagine, like, okay, let me ask you though. You win a fan competition.
Yep.
And you get to suit up for your Denver Broncos. I'm talking to stats here.
Sure do.
You get in the pads.
Yep.
You run out of the tunnel.
Yep.
And you're starting fullback. What do you do?
Yeah, he's definitely a fullback.
What do you do when you get out onto the field?
You
what do you
shit
do?
your pants. You
Are you
completely
just
shit your pants.
You're just like getting guys to sign your jersey, just like
the first thing I do is I take a selfie with the team because I'm bringing out my phone.
Absolutely, you're bringing out the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
The selfie is like the defense about to decapitate you.
Oh, totally.
Because the play started like
then
2 seconds.
He's got a GoPro on it.
Then that's just it. Yeah. Then I turn on the video.
Yeah,
I tuck it in the helmet.
Oh, that's so good.
And I'm getting 1 million hits on my YouTube channel.
Millions.
Oh
nice.
yeah, be great.
Nice.
Before I die, I just wanted to let you know how my head came off.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it at all.
Pretty open and shut case here. There's
Totally.
video evidence.
And you know what? It makes a really strong case to retire my jersey.
Hell yeah.
Think about that.
You're like an artist that died, right?
Yeah, you're like Rudy.
It's a PR thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? We're not going to sue the team if you put them in the ring of the Ring of Fame. Let's do that.
And you give your family season tickets for the
No, that doesn't even matter to me. I just want to see Stats Guy
0-0.
Stats Guy 0-0.
Stats Guy 0-0
in the Ring of Fame. Yes.
That's great.
And I want in like 60 years. I want like some, let's call them millennial aged kids of that era.
Yep.
To dig up something on me in Wikipedia and make a case for me for the Hall of Fame.
Well, what I would like is like every
the first
year,
fan ever to play.
Every year,
yeah.
There's like the Military Day, Military Appreciation Day.
Sure.
Yeah,
you've got like Breast Cancer Awareness. What is it, month or
November?
Yep. You've got Stats Guy Day.
See, I like
this.
I like this a lot.
Yeah, and it's just a
Could
moment
it be
of silence. You
April
pay
1st?
the respects. They show the clip over and over and over again. Yeah.
No.
It's just Stats Guy Appreciation
I
Day,
like that
you know?
a lot, but instead of pink, I want every player to have to wear a piece of orange, like the Broncos.
I was going to say
for
blood
that day.
red for what came pouring out of your
kind of a deep, dark red. Yeah.
A crimson.
Dark crimson.
Really a
Yeah.
crimson.
The real,
Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
Life lifeblood.
Good artery blood there.
Yeah, artery blood.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be my legacy.
Cool.
I like that. Good
I like
question.
that too.
Good
Great.
question. So, Mark Davis, if you're listening, let a fan play,
Let him play.
and get decapitated and honor them with a Crimson Day
Yes.
in Vegas.
Yeah, and have the first retired Vegas number
See, I like that a lot.
be 00.
Yep.
Stats guy.
Either that, or send all of your fans a bus ticket to go see the game in Levi Stadium.
A $15 bus voucher.
Yeah, that's not bad.
$15. Yeah,
And,
voucher.
oh, wait, and
voucher.
and a scarf.
And a scarf.
And
yeah.
a scarf. Yeah.
One of those two things will happen. I'm certain of it. Certain of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
We'll miss you, Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
Worst.
Poor buggers.
Well, that feels about like
Yeah.
a good spot to wrap up this episode.
Wow.
Don't you think?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's just do that. No problem. Thanks again for tuning in to Blitzed NFL. And thanks again to Ashley McBride for sharing her awesome NFL story of how she became an NFL fan of the Packers.
So good.
That's so
Go
good.
Pack, baby.
Right? First podcast ever. Ashley, you rock.
Yeah,
Did?
she rocked.
Fantastic. And also thanks to the Blitzed Barkeep for serving up a wicked Miami Miracle Margarita. You can check out his blog on blitzdnfl.com. Coach, it's called
Behind the
Sticks.
Thank you.
I was asking for the name of the drink, but that's okay.
Oh,
Miami.
Miami Miracle.
Margarita.
Thanks
Margarita.
thanks for tuning in.